Hi, friends. I have a writing secret for you, okay? Listen carefully. Writing the end at your story does not mean that it's the end of your story. We're going to talk about how to write a satisfying ending. You need to make sure that your personal narrative has a satisfying ending so that you can give your reader a real sense of closure so that they're like, oh, yeah, now I know it's the end of the story, and that was a really good ending. So, we're going to talk about 4 different ways that you can end your personal narrative. One of them is reflective or circular. So, at the very end of the story, maybe somebody in your story, whether it's you or a different character, they have like a moment where they're reflecting on something that happened, or it kind of comes back, like relates to the beginning of the story. That's what a circular ending or reflective ending is they're kind of circulating back to something that happened in the story and reflecting on that. Another way to end your personal narrative is by telling like a hope or a wish, and that will tell your reader that it's the end of the story and they'll feel satisfied in reading that. A third way is to give a moral or a lesson learned. It can be a lesson learned by one of the characters or the main character, but some type of moral. And then last, a decision. So somebody, maybe the main character, or if you're the main character, you made a final decision in your story. So those are 4 different ways that you can end your personal narratives. I want you to look at the videos of the stories that I posted. We've got some really good ones. Wilford Gordon McDonald Partridge is a really good one, and that one ends with a reflective or circular ending. You're going to watch Strung to the Hoop, which is a great story about a boy who played basketball and kind of joined a little group, a little team sort of, and that one ends kind of in like a hope or a wish. And Oma's Quilt I also have posted for today. That one ends with like a moral or a lesson. And then finally, Saturdays and Tea Cakes, which is one of my favorite ones because I feel like I can make a personal connection. That one ends with a decision. So after you watch those 4 stories, you're going to take out your writing notebook, and I want you to find one story that you've written that you feel doesn't quite have a satisfying ending, one where you're like, I think I could do better with this ending. I'm going to write for 15 minutes and make sure that this is a really satisfying ending. Or if all of your stories, you feel like you wrapped them up pretty good, you can start a new story, and you might be inspired by one of these 4 stories and think, oh, I'm going to write a story about when I joined a team, or when I did really good playing a soccer game, or maybe like when how I bake cookies with my grandma every Saturday. I'm going to write a story about that. So after watching the 4 stories, you're going to write for 15 minutes. You're going to either write a new personal narrative, or you're going to take one that you've already written and give it a better ending, like a good, nice, satisfying ending. Okay, you're not just going to write the end. You're going to really wrap it up and tell your reader that it's the end of your story. Okay, go ahead.